Well, we're Sex Building, Bare Bones Broadcasting. This is a simulator for me. I'm sitting in a simulator, coming to YouTube, sitting in a simulator. My own pondering a wit. Out loud. Everyone has to do it. As far as I'm concerned, by law, everyone has to sit in a simulator. Let everyone hear you. You're sitting, I'm sitting in a simulator and everyone can hear me. Now I got a question. Can law address, no, not law, the staff employed in law is law. Now, well, isn't it? Somewhere you could set law to one place. Humans. Now, let's keep tracing together. We'll see if we can find the end of the rainbow. See if a pot of gold there. When you trace the end of the rainbow of law and order, you find humans talking. Sure do. Sitting around talking. Source, core of law. Ain't it? And nothing to do with reasoning or wit or anything else, because it moves like a lava lamp. And you know what it's worth, don't you? That's what an inspector told me once. You know what this is worth? He crumpled up the paper, threw it in the corner, said, put out his hand and said, make me look good. Law. I was a electrician and the house had to get through inspection. The first inspector, dumb as he is, turned it down. He was always more, that inspector that turned that job down was always smarter than every agency he ever worked for. And he was going to make sure they complied. That was that young man. I knew him well. He had quite a reputation, that guy did. Oh, I found what he was talking about, and he's right. Yeah, I fixed it. You couldn't get it to act up. You tried, only there was a potential somebody else could. And that's what a lot of the safety codes with electricity is, and electrical installation. You have to install it where somebody else can't come along and screw it up. So it was the way the house was miswired to begin with, and I took care of that. It was something I missed, quite frankly. And that was wrong. The house was messed up, and somebody had to come back and find all the errors and fix it. Oh, boy. I could do it. It's a lot of work. I don't care if it's the best hand. He's got more clues and remembering where the normal things are. Only still, you got to look at each situation very independently. Start at the source, or you will misjudge every one of them. Know that, too. Anyway, law. Garbage. Not necessarily. Does it cover everything? It's like a fuse. The law is like a fuse in a circuit. The circuit doesn't rely on the fuse. It does its job. Now, when something else in the circuit's coming trouble, the fuse opens up. The law identifies it. Understand? Well, it's a series of remarks from a group of people that can handle it. Can handle every circuit and every overload. Can it? Can you put a law fuse in every aspect of human living? Every bit of it. Every misunderstanding, every violence, every pain, every glee, everything. Can it be covered by law? A discussion of people. Can it? Question for you. Is there any aspect of law that law can't work there? It doesn't have the eyes and ears and nose and throat for it. Doesn't understand the situation and doesn't even have enough brains to be curious. That group of people. That vision. That understanding. That overhearing. That backing up and remembering a bigger situation that everything has to comply with here. That everything has to comply with here. That everything has to comply with here. That there is no freedom to ever. This is a functioning contraption. There is no freedom. Everything has to comply here. Everything has to comply here. Everything has to comply here! No freedom! Ironclad! Physics! Botany! Dormant! Extinction. Have to comply. Can law cover all that? Can that discussion pass on a rule, a method that everybody does that makes that fuse not open? It keeps the current going in the circuit, the way the circuit has to live, and everything's fine. The demand of the fuse. Question for you. Ponder it, please. Be sure to vote none of the above. That's for sure. Because your wits aren't going to be matched with the conversation of an uncandid human being calling themselves a candidate for a conversation that's a gluttony of an empty cookie jar everywhere. Planet! Europe pouncing the lead position, crying the loudest. For a long time, mauling tribal life, Europe. Nobody native, meandering and migrating. Tribal and civilization, mauling it. How do you like the lace curtains of it? Ready to bail yet? Because there's a little twig getting ready to get swamped. I can see the soon my mommy coming. Everybody's got to get going. Get practicing bailing. You're bringing children to bail. Teach them how to bail. It's a mindset. Right? Am I correct here or not? Am I correct? Am I on to anything? Is my prayer life bunk? This is my prayer life. Or is it bunk? Mainly my prayer life match wits all day and living everything. I rightly divide the word. Prayer life.